News 8 at 11 starts now.
From statewide votes to decide who interprets Pennsylvania laws to local races to choose who is leading your communities. The votes are coming in, and we're bringing you the results. Good evening. I'm Jerry Gish.
And I'm Lori Burkholder. Lots to get to tonight. We have team coverage across the Susquehanna Valley.
Let's start tonight in the state capitol, where people in Harrisburg voted today for mayor. Incumbent Democrat Wanda Williams has won another term after challenger Dan Miller, the Democratic city treasurer who ran as the Republican nominee, conceded.
And you can see the results when they came in tonight with Wanda Williams, 57% of the vote overall. And we have crews, of course, covering all of this for you. Let's go to Tom Lehman. He joins us from where Mayor Wanda Williams is tonight. Tom?
Well, Lori Williams just left shortly ago. She said she's got to get some rest after a really long election campaign season. Behind me, you can see a lot of her supporters are still here, though. They are celebrating, even though the music's off at this point, this big win by Williams, who's getting a second four-year term in office. Williams herself actually showed up here about 9:30 or so for a speech in which she declared victory over City Treasurer Dan Miller in this race. I asked Williams about the moment and how important it was for her to be surrounded by so many people after what was a pretty testy campaign for the general election.
I first want to thank God because that's the person that's put me here. And then I want to thank all the residents of the city of Harrisburg, all the voters. Thank you for believing in me for another 40 years.
Actually sounds like that is from Williams' speech. But Williams, while certainly answering a lot of questions afterwards about the election results, she did say, though, that she's still pretty upset with Miller and some of the language he used on the campaign about her, accusing her of corruption, among other things. But Williams herself said she's looking forward to getting back into the office next week. She said she was planning to take a little bit of time off to rest up, but she'll be back at the office soon as she again gets ready for a second four-year term in office. Here in Uptown Harrisburg, Tom Lehman, News 8.
We lost.
Are you saying that now that...
Oh, it's over.
So you're conceding?
Yeah.
You just heard there Dan Miller conceding the race, and News 8's AJ Sisson is with his campaign tonight and joins us live now. AJ.
Yeah, Jerry, most of his campaign and party and Dan Miller himself have left here at Millwrights in Midtown Harrisburg, an area in Harrisburg that was generally in favor throughout the primaries and throughout the campaigning of Dan Miller. But as you heard, he had conceded the race, and in our interview, he was visibly upset, as you just saw. Now, the party here, it started out with high energy. Miller walked into his party shortly after it started. He had his own system for writing down mail-in votes. He also told us in an interview that he spoke to 5,000 individual voters today while the polls were open. But as the reality set in throughout the night that Miller lost the race, he commented on the difficulty of it being a Democrat running as a Republican against Mayor Wanda Williams.
I feel sad for Harrisburg. I think that, honestly, 4 more years of incompetent leadership, corruption is just not going to be healthy for Harrisburg.
Now, he was running as the Republican candidate after receiving enough write-in votes in the primary to run as such, and he did concede the race, adding he does wish Mayor Wanda Williams the best in the next 4 years, despite critiquing her in our interview, as you just heard. Now, I did ask the treasurer of the city of Harrisburg, Dan Miller, if he plans to run again for mayor in 4 years. He said no, that this was his shot to be the mayor of Harrisburg, but he wishes Wanda the best, and he is committed to being the treasurer at least in the next 2 years. In Midtown Harrisburg, AJ Sisson, News 8.
AJ, thank you. Now to a statewide decision today, whether Supreme Court Justices Christine Donahue, Kevin Dougherty, and David Wecht should retain their seats.
This was a very watched race. Let's go to Thusmeen Mahfouz. She's here to explain those votes to us. Thusmeen.
Yeah, so we've been saying this for weeks now. This has been one of the most expensive, contentious, and closely watched races and votes in the country tonight. Now, a majority of voters are electing to keep these 3 justices on for 10 more years. The 3 justices up for retention are all Democrats, all first elected in 2015. So these votes, they had the potential to flip control of the court. So here are the results updating in real time. We want to start with Justice Justice Wecht. So this is actually pretty fascinating. Over the past hour, we've seen such a major spike with 85% of the precincts reporting. We are now seeing Justice Wecht take 60% of the votes. That's more than 1.5 million votes. More than 1 million people voted no for him not to retain the seat, but he will retain the seat. We want to move on to the next justice, to Justice Kevin Dougherty here, with again 85% of the precincts reporting 61% of the votes say yes. 1.6 million people would like to see the former DA of Philadelphia County retain his seat for 10 more years. Now we want to talk about Justice Christine Donoghue here. Again, 85% of the precincts reporting 61% of the votes. More than 1.6 million people voted yes. They'd also like to see her retain her seat. More than 1 million people saying no. So something to note here, she does face a mandatory retirement in 2027 when she turns 75 years old. So based off of these votes, she will serve for 2 more years. But what happens next? Well, Stacy Widelek, the communications director for the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, says this: because it is a mandatory retirement, it is what's considered anticipated vacancy and therefore will be on the ballot in 2027. That's big news now. So the stakes of this race has been extremely high, like you heard. In the past 10 years, Pennsylvania voters have cared about these elections. These justices played a role in deciding some of the state's most hot button issues. We are talking about things like affirming abortion access. That decision, by the way, was written by Justice Donoghue. Another big one was in 2018 when the court decided that partisan gerrymandering violates the state's constitution. Actually, that one upset Republican legislators so much that they filed articles of impeachment against these 3 justices. There was also the public safety and firearm regulations. That happened in 2024. All 3 joined a decision that said local officials could not limit gun rights. So right now, things remain as is. The state's high court has 7 justices. 5 of them are Democrats, 2 are Republicans. Back to you.
Tasmin, thank you. And our commitment coverage does not stop there. We will check back in with some of our crews throughout the night, and you'll also be able to see the results as they come in across the bottom of your screen. And you can see the real-time results online at WGAL.com.
All right, let's get a check now on the weather forecast. And the big story, I'll tell you, over the next 24 hours is going to be that wind.
It's going to be the wind. Let's go over to meteorologist Ryan Argenti for the details, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have an impact day set for tomorrow for the threat of those high winds across the Susquehanna Valley. Let's actually break it down for you for the weather impacts these next 3 days. Impact day for your Wednesday afternoon for those 40+ mile per hour gusts in the afternoon with a few showers late for late Wednesday. Thursday cooling down to the 50s, not as windy, still breezy for your Thursday afternoon. Looking at some scattered showers after dark for your Friday. Here's the wind advisory and high wind watch that will be going into effect as we get into Wednesday afternoon through 10 a.m. Thursday. We'll chat more about that in the full forecast, but here's that impact period for tomorrow from 1 p.m. once again all the way into Thursday morning. We'll drop down to the 40s overnight tonight and top out right around the upper 60s as we get into tomorrow afternoon. We'll have more on that full forecast, guys, coming up here in just a few more minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Ryan. In Dauphin County, an elementary school being used as a polling place went into lockdown because of a bomb threat. Lower Paxton Township Police say a male caller threatened Paxtonia Elementary School, which then went into lockdown around 3 o'clock this afternoon. That school reopened after 15 to 20 minutes. Dauphin County Elections Director Chris Spackman referred to the bomb threat as a, quote, matter unrelated to today's election. Lower Paxton Township Police say the phone number used by that caller was also used in other threats which were deemed not credible. Police say they are now investigating.